Once again, my greetings to each and everyone. I am Lerma de la Peña, one of the current coordinators of SDS JPIC Asia. I am your MC for tonight. I say thank you and welcome to this gathering of the members of SDS community. We call this event an international online conference with emphasis on anti-human trafficking. This talk is the first in a series of 6. We intend to have a talk each month. And then, as we indicated, I hope I am clear for everybody. As we indicated in the advertisement, this is our initial step to achieve the first aim of SDS JPIC Asia, which is to raise awareness and deepen understanding on the current challenges, needs, and issues as regards human trafficking. To go on, our speaker for tonight, a young sister from a convent in Punjab, a state in North India. Aside from being a nun, she is also a teacher. She is the current head coordinator of SDS JPIC Asia. Her topic is entitled SDS JPIC Network on Anti-Human Trafficking, How the Salvatorians got involved in this issue and their collective efforts in preventing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I give you Sister Sophia Matthew, SDS.
JPIC has its roots in the pastoral constitution Gaudium et Spes, the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace created by Pope Paul VI. In 1982, the commission was jointly established by USG and UISG. The commission serves the USG and the UISG, each according to its charism. JPIC mission: transforming the world in the spirit of gospel through conscious prayer and sacred action, leading lives of justice, peace, and care for the integrity of creation. Functions of JPIC: analyzing issues and challenging and disseminating information to the US and UISG and the larger public, promoting dialogue and solidarity among religious congregations for JPIC concerns, serving as a channel for the voice of the poor and the oppressed around the world to the generalities and organizations, supporting advocacy and corporate action by the USG and UISG and individual member organizations.
I mean to say the sisters or the people who are working on the ground level must be able to convey the messages to the offices, I mean to the generalists, especially because generalists will be most often in different countries or in the Rome itself. But the concerns of the world is, on the ground reality is only the people who are on the ground knows on the different local reality. So the JPIC coordinators of JPIC should be able to message this to the generalists. Okay, in our locality, these and these are the issues. So these are the challenges that we face. It has to come both sides. We have a mission from generalists, and also we have to also have the same way to give the answer to generalists. So these are the problems we face. And the JPIC major concerns. The first concern of the JPIC was the anti-human trafficking and integration of creation, who directly involved with the problems and concerns, and also fund directly and do the things involved much. So one of that is the anti-human trafficking. And the next one, along with the Pope Francis, is also integration of creation and the refugees and migrants. International Joint JPIC Commission. So it was the history of the JPIC and how the Salvatorians have adopted to it. International Joint JPIC Commission, chapter decision of SDS Sisters, Society of the Divine Savior, and International Community for Divine Savior. The General Chapter recommends that each leadership appoint a member to the International Joint Justice, Peace and Integrity of Creation Commission of the Salvatorian family, with the representatives of other two branches. The purpose of the commission is to assist all Salvatorians to become more knowledgeable of the social doctrine of the Church so as to continue promoting JPIC activities, particularly through sharing information, encouraging unit JPIC contact persons, and providing material for the formation of members in JPIC. Encouraging all the members to live in the spirit of JPIC and gospel values as an element of our Salvatorian spirituality that moves us to give concrete answers to the questions of justice, well-being, and peace today through their apostolic work. Helping some units create a joint JPIC commission where needed. Providing guidance to other units where a Salvatorian family JPIC commission already exists and exploring with them specific projects on which they can work. Promoting pastoral activity in JPIC related issues as Salvatorian apostolate. Declaration of the General Chapter 2001. It was in this General Chapter that Salvatorian sisters have decided to work for the anti-human trafficking. The members of the General Chapter in 2001 declared that we Salvatorian sisters, attentive to the needs of the world like our founders, hear the cry of women throughout the ages, centuries of violence, discrimination and oppression. To do this, we decided to join the General Declaration made by International Union of Superiors on May 2001 in order to fight against these crimes. United with 1 million religious sisters from all over the world, we publicly declare our determination to address insistently at every level to make action plans against the abuse and sexual exploitation of women and children, with particular attention to the trafficking of women that has become a lucrative multinational business. During the process of implementing this priority, many sisters became aware of this worldwide crime, and several units began great efforts to work against human trafficking. During the chapter of 2006, we reaffirmed the continuation of this commitment. But in concrete, we say that each sister and unit will take some steps in order to respond to the globalization of human trafficking. Raise our own awareness of the reality of human trafficking. Prevent the trafficking of the vulnerable through raising awareness and by providing education for them. And where possible, to work directly with the victims of trafficking in collaboration with others. During the chapter in 2012, we declared we remain in solidarity with the suffering world. We are called to manifest the goodness and kindness of the Savior. Immersed by our mission in the world, we commit ourselves to social justice and to defend the fullness of life in a prophetic way. But in concrete, we say each sister and unit will take some steps in order to respond to the globalization of human trafficking. During this chapter, it was emphasized that the priority for the next 6 years, from 2012 to 2018, and that the heart of the mission is with the Salvatorian women try to be in solidarity with the suffering world so that all may experience the fullness of life. On 5th to 12th of 2015, on August 5th to 12th, 2015, the Salvatorian sisters, JPIC members from all over the world met in response to chapter's priority and on the important and urgent issue of the dignity and sacredness of human rights. Each sister and unit were encouraged to take concrete steps to respond to the globalization of human trafficking by using our human and financial resources to raise our own awareness, the reality of human trafficking, prevent the trafficking of the vulnerable through raising awareness and by providing education for them. And again, we re-emphasize that where possible to work directly with the victims of trafficking in collaboration with others. And the proposals were sharing of prayers and other materials, formation of training for the sisters, particularly in awareness, create a network on the congregational level, establish a network against human trafficking in the congregation under the umbrella of the JPIC, mixed with the Commission of HPS families. And then we had the Asian meeting, and there we had the proposal, create a website, and it have been done. And we have the United in Prayer, all Asian countries. We used to have the prayers every Wednesday for the victims of the human trafficking, and to have the creation of Asian Continental Meeting against human trafficking that was planned like every 3 years, and each unit must be hosting the responsibility. And to establish a coordinator for anti-human trafficking. And we had the first coordinator, Sister Adel from Philippines, because the Filipino sisters were already much ahead of us, all other Asian countries. They were very actively working into this mission, and they were heading many of the anti-human movements, and Sister Adel was heading the responsibility. She served this office from 2015 to 2023. Among the Asian countries, it is Philippines who pioneered successfully the anti-human trafficking network. The first conference of the Salvatorian Sisters JPIC Asian Network against human trafficking. It aims to strengthen the Salvatorian Sisters network among the Asian unit countries by sharing updates and develop concrete future plans and network systems. And we concluded the first continental meeting with continue the conduct of consciousness raising, education, awareness and advocacy campaign in our homes for children, schools, skill training centers, families, parishes, dioceses, archdioceses and communities. Develop the existing programs for the protection of children, women and men who are survivors of human trafficking. Equip our sisters in each of our units to fully effective and efficient in our work. Strengthen the unity, solidarity and collaboration among the Asian units through sharing of resources and involve Salvatorian family in this advocacy. It was in this meeting that we have suggested that we include of course lay Salvatorians present, but then we thought of for our efficient working that Salvatorian fathers to be present and as a Salvatorian family we work. And then the 21st General Chapter declared, moved by the call of Pope Francis, to be an outgoing church. We resolve to contemplate ever more faithfully our Salvatorian charism and spirituality in the light of the life of Jesus, so that we are better able to move out to the existential and geographical horizons where Jesus is in. We Salvatorian women, in order to build the bridges of mercy and justice with the people throughout the world, are called to look anew at the signs of the times with a contemplative heart and critical consciousness, applied especially to our local realities. Therefore, impelled by the mission, give an effective prophetic answer, we will continue to reinterpret and deepen our Salvatorian charism in order to better collaborate within the Salvatorian family and with other people and organizations in building partnerships to defend and promote the dignity of life. Educate to prevent exploitation and enslavement of women and children and assist them in overcoming trauma. Contact migrants, refugees and other vulnerable people to empower them with resources that promote their dignity, security and stability. Proclaim gospel values in the secular realm. And then we had due to COVID, we didn't have the continental meeting. Then recently we had the continental meeting at Malaysia, month of March. And there, the Salvatorian fathers and lay Salvatorians were present. And then we had arrived at the concluding statement. The concluding statement of the first conference of the Salvatorian family, Justice, Peace, and Integrity of Creation, Asian Network Against Human Trafficking. The first meeting, we were only sisters and we were just all participants. The second conference, first conference, we call it Salvatorian sisters, and the second one, actually, we call the first of the Salvatorian family. We 28 participants coming from China, India, Malaysia, Pakistan, Philippines, Sri Lanka, and Vietnam to the first conference of the Salvatorian family, Justice, Peace, and Integrity of Creation. JPIC, Asian Network Against Human Trafficking, held in Kuchupur Seminary, Malacca, Malaysia, on March 1st to 4th, 2023, believe that human trafficking is a pressing issue among us Asians and are challenged to find all ways and means to save the children, women, and men who are trafficked and abused. As Salvatorian family, we commit ourselves to continue the conduct of education, awareness, and advocacy campaign in our homes for children, schools, skills training centers, families, parishes, diocese, archdioceses, and communities. And again, we declare develop the existing programs for the protection of children, women, and men who are survivors of human trafficking. Equip our members in each of our Asian units to be fully effective and efficient in our work. Maximize the resources of other international agencies in the work of anti-human trafficking. Strengthen unity, solidarity, and collaboration among the Asian units through sharing of resources. And sustain the Salvatorian family dialogue on the issue of justice, peace, and integrity of creation and human trafficking. Why we need to address the issue of human trafficking. Human trafficking threatens human security and human development of any country. It has an economic angle, as the majority of women and men who are trafficked are economically vulnerable. It has a health angle, as trafficked women and children are more at risk of HIV infection and other sexually transmitted diseases. It's also a social and a gender problem, as unequal power relations in society makes them more vulnerable to human trafficking. Lastly, it is a human rights issue, as its victims are stripped of their rights and lack any access to redress for their crimes committed against them. As an organized crime globally, human trafficking is an estimated $32 billion illegal industry and third to illegal theft and arms smuggling. I'm not able to share the screen, the diagrams and the things I am not able to show. I conclude. A million thanks to Sister Adele SCS, who served as Asian JPIC coordinator from 2015 to 2023. And this is the new JPIC Asian team. And here are the participants from different countries, SCS fathers, lay Salvatorians and sisters. And then here is also the JPIC upcoming program. I'll be sending it to the WhatsApp group. And now the floor, and I conclude with the words of Pope Francis on human trafficking. Human trafficking is an open wound on the body of contemporary society, a scourge upon the body of Christ. It's a crime against humanity. And the upcoming, I didn't purposely explain more of human trafficking because the upcoming sessions will be explaining the different resource persons from the different angles. They will be sharing with you what is human trafficking, causes of human trafficking. I'll just read for you. So in this program, you will be explained more detailed about the human trafficking and what we can do. The second one will be next month. Human trafficking, a modern day slavery, causes, risks, and challenges. It will be taken by Mrs. T. So all the conference members we know her, and she will be taking the next topic. And then the third topic we will have psychological impacts on victims of human trafficking. Sister Sonia, Dr. Sister Sonia will be taking the topic, and that will be in the month of October. And in the month of November, human trafficking, violation of human rights. And this topic will be handled by Reverend Father JPIC Prakash Siste, and most of you must be knowing, at least some of you who were attending the last chapter, he was present in throughout the chapter, and you must be knowing him. So he's a human rights activist, and he will be handling the topic in month of November. And Sister Amita will take in month of January, human trafficking and transgender persons, the issues of different sex people, how they face their problems. And on 8th February, we will have International Prayer Day against human trafficking, and the SCS JPIC team will be sending you the prayer, and then we will have a prayer day again for the victims of human trafficking. And then last, we'll have the role of the church and the religious in anti-human trafficking. Reverend Father Lalit, SCS, he is our JPIC coordinator from India. He will be taking this topic. So today was just like an introduction, how we are into this and why we need to continue, and what is, because it's our chapter declaration, we are called as individual members and as a community and as region. Each of us are responsible to live, to stand for the victims and to work against the human trafficking. Also, all the JPIC concerns and the integration of creation. So I wish all of you all the best, and I also request if anyone has any clarification or any comments, that the floor is open to you. Thank you.
Then I have the question, this human trafficking, could it be done individually, individual person, or does it has to be groups? That human trafficking, our service, that it has to be to a group? Can it be individuals? Can we? I hope you understand my question.
Can I make clear? You
Yes.
need to ask that whether we can work individually against human trafficking.
Individually.
Or sister, the issue is such a vast. Human trafficking is an umbrella term. The issue is such a vast. Of course, we individually work, but individually we find people, or we happen to see a situation, but we are not able to, we will never be able to solve it individually, because it is a connected network. It is one of the biggest networks. So only we need also to work against human trafficking also in network. Individually, how much effective we can, because to rescue a person, you cannot rescue. You give awareness to a person. Maybe one by one awareness session is possible. Other than that, it's not. So only we need to have, it as a network. So wherever possible, we work together, religious, faith, or communities, organizations, since the issue is such a vast. Because most of the time this is happening from one place to other, transportation is there. So most of the time it happens. So we can't reach everywhere. Migration included. Sex trafficking is one of the most crimes. And then everywhere we will not be able to reach out. Of course, individually we can do the effort, but we need to have connections.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to ask a question?
No.
Okay, sister, I think there are no more questions. All right, so
Yes, Lama.
yes, sister. So since there are no more questions, we would like to presume that everything as regards the topic is clear to all.